Alright guys, so let's talk about approaching someone when they're in the seated guard position, right? So let's say Dante is sitting up here and he's playing his guard just like this. Now, when I'm here, one thing I want to say right off the bat, if I pressure in towards Dante and he goes towards his back, which could happen, and it happens often too, if I come here and he starts to fall straight back, then we go right back into everything we worked in the past series, or we go into our HQ and all that good stuff. But if he's someone who wants to play his guard from this specific position, then my thought process here is to control the head as quickly as possible, right? When you control the head, the body will go where the head goes. So if I keep his head in a certain place, it's going to be hard for him to move around, right? Now, we always hear hand fight and get your grips and this and that, which is all great, but I believe in this situation, you're better off looking for your head control. So if I start hand fighting here with Dante here, it can make it tougher for me to break this barrier to get into a position where I can start passing from, right? So from here, let's say we just got into this position here. What I'm going to try to do is step in with one of my legs here. I always step in. When I stay on the outside of his guard here, he has two opportunities here with his right leg and his left leg to shoot underneath my hips here and get underneath me, which I want to avoid. In my opinion, when I step one leg in, I take away half those opportunities now, right? Now, when I step in, for example, I'm going to step in with my right leg. When I step in with my right leg here, my goal is to aim my right knee at his chest. I'm not going to try to blast through with the knee cut. I'm not going to try to do anything too crazy, right? I'm going to aim my knee at his chest, which means I have to lower my level, almost like you're lowering your level for like a double leg takedown. As I lower my level, that's when I find the head, all at the same time. So if you step in with your right leg, your right hand is going to grab the head. So, for example, let's say we're here. I'm going to step in. As I step in here, notice how when I step in, I kind of wind my leg up from the outside and over the top here. It's going to be hard sometimes to step straight through, right? Against someone who's more experienced, he may just push the leg back or hook my ankle, right? So as I step through, I come in, 1, 2, and I pull the head in. As I pull the head in, I'm pulling the head in towards my chest. Almost like I'm trying to get him to headbutt my chest. Boom, just like that. At the same time, your knee's going to hit their chest. So you kind of take him by surprise, hit him with a kind of shot, right? Now my left hand, I'm not sure if you guys saw what my left hand just did here, but my left hand's going to control this arm. Now, when I control this arm here, it's to stop Dante from underhooking my leg or pushing on my far hip here or even grabbing this far ankle. I want to control everything. I want to close them in tight here. So again, we're here. I'm going to step from the outside. 1, 2. Look how I close everything in nice and tight. When I close everything in nice and tight here, I'm going to guide him down towards his right hip. Once I guide him down here, my right knee is on his stomach here, right? Now we kind of completely changed the whole position here. He went from the seated guard position now into like a half guard, halfway being knee sliced position here, which is great for us on top, right? From here, typically what I would do, I would switch my hands off. Now from here, I have a good grip with my right hand, called the Shakespeare grip. You know, when you pull the skull up, and you talk to the skull. So when I pull the head up here, I'm going to switch off. So my left hand's going to let go. I'm going to replace. As I replace here, now I can get my underhook here. When I get the underhook here, now we're in full-blown half guard position. Now I can start looking to pass from here. Like I said, you know, many times throughout this series here, I love the half guard smash, knee slice, just half guard in general. I love forcing my partner to the half guard because now we're halfway past the way I look at it, right? Much easier to deal with someone from that position than open guard or spider guard or whatever, single leg X, right? Get to the half guard, much easier to control your partner. So now again, guys, let's go through this one more time here, and now we're going to finish with the knee slice. I'll show you guys exactly how I like to finish the pass. So when I'm here, try to avoid getting into this full-blown hand fight here, right? If your partner does roll back to their back, go back to what we did earlier, HQ and all that good stuff. But if they decide to stay here, we're going to keep them here. So when I'm hand fighting, just for a brief second. Like I said, don't get into a full-blown hand fight. You're going to have to make some sort of contact. But as I make contact, I step as I catch the head here and the outside arm. I close everything in tight. That's the extent of my hand fighting. My hand fighting is my hands going straight to the back of his head and his outside tricep here. You guys see that? I'm not doing this here. None of that, right? I'm going to step in. One, and look how I step in, guys. I wind the leg up. 1, 2, and I close. When I close here, I guide him down to his side here, and I cut the corner with him here. I keep my right knee pointing in towards the stomach here. I'm making contact with him. From here, I'm going to switch the hands off. 1, 2. Check this out here, guys. When I pull up on the head, it's like a can opener, right? There's pressure there. It's not comfortable. So typically when I switch the hands off, for a split second, you're going to have two hands here. The person on bottom does not like that. The reaction that I find that I get a lot is the person pushing me away to free their head. When they go to free the head, perfect opportunity to get your underhook here. Once I get my underhook here, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look to lock the hands together. When I lock the hands together, I lean forward to put my shoulder pressure into his jaw. Now all I'm going to do once I force him to look away with my shoulder pressure is just slice my knee away and I go right to my side control. But like we mentioned before, when I pass here, I'm a big fan of staying on hip-to-hip action here. So once I pass here, my right hip is on his right hip here. Now you can keep your hands locked here, but what I would do here is pull back, control the waist, cross face here, and now I have good control here. Typically the person on bottom start pushing me away, stuff like that. You can start sitting across for Kimuras. You can pop up to knee on the belly, look for your underhooks, arm bars, all that good stuff. But that's my favorite way to finish that pass.